you've practiced making a buttonhole. Now you're going to take your actual hoodie, wrong side up, where your fusible interfacing is. You're going to slide it underneath your machine. Okay, you're going to want to start it on the bottom, just like you did in the practice. Okay, you're going to turn your machine on. Make sure that yours is turned to 16. Okay, and just like in the practice, it's a self-feeding machine. All you do is you push your presser foot. And let it go. You're going to repeat this process on the other side as well. Okay, and then you lift your presser foot. You move it off to the side, and then you trim your thread, and then you're going to repeat the process on the other side. Remember, it feeds front to back. Sometimes you have to reset your machine on this for it to read that you're doing, or to register that you're doing another buttonhole, and that's fine. Just remember, it feeds opposite of what you're used to. Okay, so if you need to, you can turn your machine off, turn it back on. Again, make sure you're at 16. Okay, and then you're going to repeat this process for this side. Okay, the last step in the buttonhole, besides trimming your threads, is actually making the hole for the actual string that we're doing. You can do one of two things. You can use a seam ripper and go in between the two holes. This is a little bit trickier. Or you can take scissors, fold it in half like this. I would recommend using shears. I don't have shears. And then you just make your cut right in here. Be careful not to cut your actual stitch. You can also seam rip going in the middle, okay, so that it's cutting all the way through your fabric. So once you get the first little bit done and you stick it through, okay, you go through and you seam rip in here. Just be careful not to rip all of your fabric and rip your stitching that you just did. Okay, use the newer seam rippers too, because this is not working very well. Okay, and then you're going to repeat the process on the other side. So this is where your drawstring is going to go. So that stitching will show up on your actual hoodie. Okay. So do the same thing with this. Stick it in between the two stitch lines. And then cut through, okay? And then you'll get your space for your actual drawstring. Okay, and we'll move on to the next step.